Hello and welcome to Genius Indian. Friends, today we are going to discuss the policy of protectionism. This is a term frequently used by economists and economic policy makers, and it refers to a policy of restricting imports from other countries through methods such as tariffs, import quotas, and a variety of other government regulations. When a particular country tries to implement protectionist policies, it generally does so to save its domestic producers from foreign competition, or to restrict the amount of imports for financial reasons, or for some other political, or ethical, or security related reasons. The supporters of the theory claim that protectionism is good because the protectionist policies shield the domestic producers and local businesses and the workers from the foreign competitors. They claim that protectionism saves the domestic jobs. Incidentally, today the biggest supporter of protectionism is Donald Trump, the president of the very country which initially spread the idea of globalization and which, till a decade back, was asking each and every country not to implement protectionist policies. The biggest factor in support of global trade is the fact that every country in this world is not capable of producing each and every stuff needed for its own consumption. And at the same time, each country may be able to produce some stuff better than others or cheaper than others. One country may be good at agricultural goods while another may be good at telecommunication gear. For example, the quality of basmati rice produced by our country is unparalleled. It is the most desired rice variety in the world. However, the ecosystem to produce computers in our country is not as developed as it is in China. Similarly, the production of olive oil doesn't happen in India at the same scale at which it takes place, let us say, in Italy or Spain. Similarly, United States may be the global leader in science and technology, but even it depends on critical inputs from other countries from time to time. The most recent example of this was visible during April 2020, when while coping with the spread of coronavirus, the United States found that it did not have the most effective drug for treating COVID-19. And then, ironically, the very same Donald Trump requested India to supply hydroxychloroquine. Various studies have shown that protectionist policies may save the domestic economy in the short run, but in the long run, it has its own consequences. For example, such policies reduce the global trade and adversely affect the consumers by raising the cost of imported goods. For example, if today India bans the import of mobile phones from China, the price of the phones will go up here in India, and Indian consumers will have to pay more for the mobile phones. Besides, they will have fewer number of handsets and brands to choose from. A 2016 study found that trade typically favors the poor, as the poor people spend a greater share of their earnings on buying goods, and thus they benefit because free trade reduces the cost of goods. However, in spite of all these benefits, politicians often resort to protectionist measures. In some cases, their decisions happen to be in favor of the fiscal health. But in many cases, they simply do so to influence their vote banks and to brainwash their voters with the feelings of pseudo patriotism. A government uses a variety of policies to achieve protectionist goals. These include tariffs, import quotas, administrative barriers, and exchange rate control. Tariffs. Typically, the simplest method of protectionism is to increase the tariffs or import duties on imported goods. This is done to protect domestic manufacturers and producers. For example, recently Indian government increased the import duties on Chinese solar panels to protect domestic workers, simply because our local producers were unable to compete against the Chinese imports. In many cases, a country may increase import duties on selected items because it doesn't want to spend its precious foreign exchange on goods or things it considers non essential. For example, our country imposes massive amount of import duties on luxury cars just because they happen to be the toys of the rich people and they don't contribute much to the broader segment of Indian economy. Import quotas. Import quotas are levied to reduce the quantity and therefore increase the market price of imported goods. A country may say that we will only import 25% of the domestic demand and the remaining will be produced locally. Administrative barriers. Countries sometimes ban imports through administrative rules. Rules regarding food safety, rules regarding environmental standards and electrical safety. And all this is done as a way to introduce barriers to imports. For example, in 2017, the European Union virtually imposed ban on import of Indian basmati rice by reducing the tolerance level of a fungicide. Sometimes, many countries try to ban imports from a particular country on the pretext of such technicalities. However, their basic reason happens to be political. For example, a couple of years back, Pakistan stopped importing cotton from India on the pretext that Indian cotton was not meeting Pakistani biosafety standards. However, the real reason was the increased border tension and the surgical strikes conducted by India. And of course, Pakistan keeps banning a whole lot of Indian movies on one pretext or another. Recently, it banned Akshay Kumar's Padman simply on the pretext that it was about menstruation, which they claimed was a taboo subject in their society. Exchange rate control. A government may deliberately lower the value of its currency to restrict the imports and promote the exports. This is what is being done by China since past couple of decades. China deliberately keeps its yuan undervalued so that domestic industries are insulated from imports and exports get a prop. Finally, one of the earliest examples of protecting the interests of the local production comes from our own India, where the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, spun his entire freedom struggle against the British imports into India. 100 years back, he appealed to Indian citizens to buy only Indian cloth and he asked everybody to wear homespun khadi. Obviously, some rich people and snobs of that period did not want to give up their expensive imported garments, but most Indians willingly gave up their imported cloths. Millions of Indians burned giant bonfires of imported cloths, and millions gave up each and everything in their household which was manufactured in Britain. And millions of people decided that it was better to wear coarse khadi if it helped the economy of the nation and if it provided the jobs to Indian weavers. Here, what is remarkable is that Mahatma Gandhi refused to use the imported cloth, even though India initially did not have enough capacity to produce fine quality cotton fabric. But he said it was better to wear coarse khadi made at home with love by our own Indian brothers and sisters rather than wear shining and colorful British cloths. So friends, this was a brief intro to the policy of protectionism. In the next episode, I will be discussing some other topic, a topic that improves our understanding of the world, and a topic that helps us realize our true potential. So please don't miss it. And the best way not to miss it is to subscribe to Genius Indian channel. And the best way to spread this knowledge is to like and share the video. And the best way to help me improve the quality of my work is to provide your valuable feedback. And finally, the best way to end this conversation is to tell you thanks for watching.